if the current chemtrailing and aerosol spraying in the atmosphere across this country is not enough to open your eyes to the geoengineering that's going down here on this planet, pay attention to what they're doing or what they've been doing in Idaho in terms of cloud seeding. This is 100% concrete proof that they are manipulating the weather. And it shows that they've been running tests for several months in Idaho from January 6th or January 7th to March 16th. And what they've done is they sent up these aircraft that are dropping cloud seeds. They are dropping these little particles of silver iodide. This provides surfaces for which ice nuclei can form, and then it leads to snow. So this process, we've talked about it before, going all the way back to Vietnam, the whole effects of cloud seeding. It just goes to show that this is a very real process. Sometimes people out there still refuse to accept it, even though there is mounting evidence. I think that some folks are just so badly damaged from the mainstream media lies that they can't wrap their head around some of this stuff. I see it and I hear it every day. And I know it comes from them being plugged in to this establishment news system. Everything that comes out of their mouth. And that happens when you're trying to awaken and cross the line to where you're fully awakened. You're going to be going back and forth in some of these situations. Like, how can this be? How can they have something like this and they're not doing good with it? It always seems to be connected to bad things. Although the testing here and creating snow would seem like it's a good thing for certain environments, this also shows how they can manipulate rain and cause it to rain. Not just snow, but rain. And bring down copious amounts of water in areas that were unsuspecting. You see, that did not know it was coming. A lot of flash flooding, hurricanes, the crazy stuff we've seen. Imagine if you could fuel a hurricane. Well, we know that they can induce the temperature. They can hit the upper ionosphere with, say, HAARP. They can hit it with waves of energy and heat it up. And if you're going to heat up the eye or the inner core of a storm system, you're fueling that storm, just giving it energy. And you could blow that storm up 10 times its size if you know what you're doing and you have the right technology out there. And this is when you have to put the cards on the table and say, hey, this could be used as a weapon. And if you're using weather as a weapon across the globe, so many people are going to be unsuspecting, and it's going to be a hard thing to prove. So if you hit a certain country with torrential storms and flooding and all this stuff, and you just crush them with it, it could be an act of war, but they really don't even know because not a single shot was fired, no troops or airplanes were sent, maybe some airplanes out in the vicinity to cloud seed. But it just goes to show that manipulating the weather is a very real thing. And they're doing so here in this country through testing, specifically in southwestern Idaho. So I just wanted to make people aware of this. With all the chemtrailing and everything else we see going on across this country, this is something you can add to the list. I'll leave a link. It's been Dabu7.